Alright, so as always, we're going to give our brief thoughts about the episode and then get into a more in-depth breakdown. So this week I think it's starting to feel more like kind of spaced out, I think. While they've had to space out a lot of these episodes and storylines and things because the comic really didn't have much material to give. So I cut them some slack that they're spacing out and making it work, but I mean, yeah, a lot of this is just characters kind of separated and getting into situations that you know that they're going to get out of. I know people have particularly had a problem with that this season where characters aren't, getting killed and dying and no real consequences, plot armor, right? But, I'm kind of mixed with that because I tell you, a lot of people complained back in season 2 of The Walking Dead. Oh, it's boring. Nobody's getting killed in my time. So season 3, they ramped it up, just killed off everybody just because, and I fucking hated that shit. There's a time and place to kill characters. Like, okay, I get, last episode, Daryl and Maggie or whoever it was probably should have gotten killed realistically in that shootout or whatever it was. But would it be underwhelming as fuck to have Daryl and Maggie get killed there? Yeah, it would. So while it's realistic for it to happen, do I want it to? No. But there are times whenever, yeah, they should go ahead and have the balls to do something. Particularly what I'm talking about. You think I'm sick? Call me sick? Okay. I think that at least Negan's wife should have got clipped in this episode. I think they should have had the balls to do that punch. Absolutely. Because it would completely, go full circle Negan's arc, how he had Glenn getting killed in front of Maggie, now his wife is killed in front of him in a lineup type situation. I mean, they kind of had that full circle moment, but they didn't quite go for it, the punch, and that would also make sense for the Negan and Maggie spinoff when they're working together. What's going to make them like want to buddy up and how is this going to be believable? Okay, if he's went through the same thing that she went through, So I really wish they had the balls to pull that trigger. I know pregnant woman getting killed, sick for me to say I want that, but it's not something that we haven't seen on TV before, and it's just TV. So that's that, amongst a few other problems that we'll get more into for the in-depth breakdown. So I'm just going to give this one a 7 out of 10.
Gotta get us out of here. You've got to put our shit aside.
We start off with Negan, fucking ruining the plan that they had to defend his wife. I really, again, some people say this stuff in this second half in this season feels rushed. I agree in some points, and other points I disagree. But particularly Negan's whole, hey, he's got a wife now, that's super, I think, out of nowhere, rushed out of left field. And as I've said before, I wish they fleshed her out more. Because I tell you, I would care more about the fucking baseball bat if he was getting like separated from Lucille the baseball bat, then I give a shit about him getting separated from his wife that we know nothing about, So this means jack shit to me when it's supposed to be impactful, I guess. And I feel like Negan was being like too stupid here anyway. Like and this is where I'm talking about where it feels like some stuff is repetitive. We already got him, or just spaced out. We already got him struggling to get him and his wife together in last episode or the episode before, So we find out that here Luke is alive. This was nice and something I did not really expect them to touch on, but I'm glad they did. Luke and his girlfriend are alive, as well as we have a new name for the the smart zombies. They're climbers, right? So walkers and climbers. Okay, I don't think that they all are gonna have the specific trait where they climb. Some of them I think where they're like the World Beyond post-credit scene, they'll be really fast. So we might call them runners, climbers. I don't know, but okay, so they're climbers. And again, this is another problem with the episode. Man, maybe I need to drop my rating, but I think 7 is one of the lowest I've given for this season so far. But okay, we get another smart walker at the end of the episode, or climber. Why are we suddenly seeing so many of them all of a sudden? I get if it was just an isolated incident, but now there's another one too. I really need an explanation of why all of a sudden, as I said in my first video when we talked about them. Anyway, Pamela gives a absolutely fucking hilarious defense here. This is Amber Heard level shit, but I guess it was the only thing she could come up with.
Tell me about the lottery, Governor.
Yeah, she says, it's not my son's voice that you heard. It's been altered to sound like him. That is crazy. That's like if I shoot somebody and then run from the cops, and then I'm like, it was my twin, officer. It's like, you have a fucking twin? It was my doppelganger. It's just so terrible. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, look at this guy's face. Yeah, that was my face when I was watching. Like, really? But okay, so that was that. And then Gabriel, we get a line that I thought was funny. It just references back. There was one episode where Gabriel was shooting with his AR. Terrible place to stop on Negan then, I'm so sorry. He's shooting down his AR, and he's shooting out of his blind eye with Father Gabe. But we get a line from from Daryl at one point. He's like, yeah, Father Gabriel is the and Rosita are the best sharpshooters we got. I'm like, really? Maybe Rosita. Yeah, I kind of skipped over his here. I like the connection that they make between this guy and Negan, how he's kind of like how Negan used to be. And yeah, I like how Negan doesn't give up Ezekiel, of course, and all that, but we'll get more into that later, I guess. So we split up with Daryl and Connie in the sewer, and this was a scene too where I was like, what the fuck was the point of that? I was excited to see these two paired off together, you know, but all they do is walk down the sewer unless I'm missing something, and Connie's asking Daryl, like, I mean, yeah, their scenes together are cute, the signing back and forth, and I like that, but she's asking him, are you scared? I'm like, what? Is Daryl, like, scared that he's not going to get to his people in time? Maybe that's what's going on here, you know, not going to find Judith. But it felt like there needed to be more dialogue. It felt like they just wanted to give us a scene with them, but they also didn't have time to do a fleshed out scene. I don't know, but it was just weird. I was like, why? Am I missing something? Why is Daryl supposed to be scared? What is he doing right now that's making her think that he's scared? All he's doing is killing zombies, albeit a little bit hesitantly. But okay. Let's see. So Carol and Maggie, this is again where the plot armor is probably too thick for some people, and I get it, you know. We should have had a scene of how there was no troops like outside of this place patrolling it. You know, I guess they did kind of have her flub up where she gets seen coming up the stairs, which I do like at least. And yeah, and then Carol has to have her back. So that was, I guess, nice at least to show, yeah, it is a little bit tough for them, you know, but still, like, I like the scene with Eugene in here when he's in prison, because you do feel for him. It's pretty scary knowing that your death could be coming. Carol and Maggie's whole scene here was, again, a little bit repetitive. Like, I feel like we had a similar conversation like episode or two ago between the two of them. It is nice getting scenes between them, and, you know, it is a morbid thought to have, but you would probably have, like, as a parent in this world, like, was it messed up bringing Herschel into this world? But still, feels a little too similar. And Maggie finds Herschel tied up in this room, just him and the guard. But why? Like, I hope that we figure out what were they separating the kids for? Why did they just have Herschel tied up in a room by himself? Like, it can't just simply be because we needed the characters to look for Herschel. That's why. I like the scene with Negan and Ezekiel where you can kind of tell he doesn't know what he's talking about with Benjamin, but it's good. They got the Negan theme playing over it, so I like that when they bring it back, and I've liked what they've done with these two.
To do what's right.
I really loved Eugene's speech here because it ties into his whole history, you know, from the start. He said he's lived, oh, by the way, the apocalypse has been going on over 10 years. Wow, that's crazy. I knew he was getting around about 10 years, but over 10 years, but anyway, yeah, he's talking about how he's lived way past the amount of time that he should have, and as well as he was like these people doing what he had to with, you know, Negan's group, just because he felt like that's what he had to do to survive. But it only took him to change the course with the all-out war, with changing the bullets. And kind of that scene that also reflects nicely into Mercer, because Mercer could be the one person who changes the outcome of all of this. So I really like the way they tied in Eugene's story to work nicely here. I already kind of went into how I wish this scene had went down at the start, that his wife had gotten killed. I still like the thing where after everybody comes up and defends Negan, but I think that could have happened after his wife gets killed, like in a split second, and then they realize, oh man, this shit's serious, and then they all come up to defend Negan because they see he's like upset and giving up, and they're like, pretty much enough of this. That's how I would have preferred the scene to be redone personally. I like how some of the soldiers turn on each other too instead of just all backing down. But there's something else too. The spinoff fucking killed this scene as well. I can see why Jeffrey Dean Morgan was so upset about the spinoff, because this in itself, if they had killed Negan here, I thought that would have been a good ending to his arc, too. So if I was watching this not knowing about the spinoff, and I would be thinking like, wow, he could really go here, and I would be okay with that. I think it would be fitting. But I guess for casual people that probably don't follow Walking Dead news and know about the spinoff, then yeah, this scene was probably really tension-filled. Oh yeah, and it was snowing in this scene too, which was cool, by the way. I think that was natural, probably snow. We have seen snow in The Walking Dead, of course, before the blizzard finale of season 9, I think. But yeah, just nice to change of atmosphere, because goodness gracious, these dead woods are so tired out. Even at this point in The Walking Dead, I would be happy to see like we used to get tired of seeing it summertime all the time, but now I would give to have some more green back into the environment. And so I do like what they were doing with the guts trick, because again, if you came across something that's useful, why wouldn't you use it more often? Everybody asks, why don't they just always do this? But yeah, again, like I said, I don't get why they have the smart zombie. I guess Lydia just dropped her knife, or somebody just dropped it and didn't care to try to pick it up, and then the zombie just dove for it. Or maybe it was a person that dove for it. But I'm pretty sure it's a walker there. So. And then this was a super fucking badass scene from Rosita. I do like it the way she gets pissed. Yeah, Gabriel sees it and he's like, yeah, that's my bitch right there. Grabs the dude and fucking pulls him over. Even Daryl's like, whoa, this shit's a little intense for me. I love it. I love that part. Speaking about bashing some brains here, he loves bashing in brains. And then the end with Mercer, we drop an F-bomb, because we can do that now, and this was apparently ad-libbed by the actor, if you watch the after the episode thing, which I think was nice.
Time to fuck shit up.
Yeah, like Eugene's kind of confused in the theme plays. So yeah, that was cool. They said they had multiple endings planned, but he kind of just surprised them with this one, and they liked it better. So I'm curious what else they had planned. As well as in the promo for next week, I hope we get more Alexandria too, by the way. It seemed like they were building this like railway near Alexandria, I guess. So it'd be cool for the finale if we do like the comic, and time skip, have the train station leading to Alexandria between all the different communities, But that's, again, if we can make this fucking crazy ass timeline, make it work. This is funny. This is just at the end of the promo. I noticed this is what next week's promo, what I was talking about. I'm pretty sure, I'm no gun expert, but again, I'm pretty sure Gabe's aiming out of his blind eye, isn't he? Right? Or can you? Because whenever you look, it's on the eye. You don't like go over like this. So yeah, there's that, and also you get Daryl looking badass with Rick's gun. Yeah, you gotta bring Rick back at least in memory with the gun for the finale. So yeah, 2 episodes left. Hard to believe, super sad, but let me know what you thought of this episode, and hope you have a happy Halloween. Thank you for watching.